developers use these softwares, you can call it as softwares, to track their changes, so that they can roll back to certain position. They can see the differences between the changes they are doing in past. They can compare with the source code. So we'll get into the details in afterwards. First of all, we will try to understand what is Git. So I'm having one document which is having all the basic commands as well as some theoretical part as well. So we can refer this document. So as per the definition, Git is the collection of command line utilities that track and record the changes in files. Okay. So it's for tracking the changes in the files. You can call it as a version control. So this process is actually referred as a version control. There are number of version control system, as we discussed earlier. Among them are like SVN is there, then Mercurial is there, Bitkeeper is there. I'm not aware of Perforce, CVS, Bitkeeper, but I'm quite familiar with Git, SVN, and Mercurial. Okay, so we are focusing on only Git. Okay, now the next question comes to my mind is that what is GitHub then in that case? So ultimately, after completing this tutorial, you will be come to know what is GitHub, what is Bitbucket, what are these websites, and for what purpose they are made. Okay, so to get started, you first need the Git client on your desktop or the laptops. Whatever the platform you are using, all these version controls are the open source as well as those are platform independent. You can use someone from your team, you can be using MacBook, someone using Windows, someone using Linux. It doesn't matter, it works on all the operating systems. Okay, so for installation, we'll consider for Linux, you can just type in some command like sudo apt get install git dash all. Okay, basically sudo is for super user do. This keyword stands for super user do. So whenever you wanted to do any certain installation with administrative permissions, then you have to type in sudo before the command. Apt get is that is package manager. You wanted to install that package, so that's a quite, it's a syntax, you can call it as, to install any software. Apt get install git dash all, it will install the git software on your Linux operating system. For Windows, we are having directly the link here. We'll visit that link. Okay, meanwhile we'll check on Mac OS as well. There is command, you can use any of the installer. Currently in our this document, they have mentioned the brew install git, but there are several methods you can install git for the OS. We'll right now focus on the Windows. For Windows, it's very simple, you don't have to write any command. Even you can install it using command. If you are having npm install node is install on your machine, then you can use the npm for installing it, but that's not required. You can directly browse to this website and you can download this. Okay, after downloading, you get two things. You get the UI GUI client software for your Git, as well as the command line emulator, the bash, Git bash. You get Git bash as well as GUI client. So Git bash is basically for doing certain operation on your repository. Okay, like commit or anything, any Git commands you can run on bash instead of directly running on your command prompt that is provided by your operating system. So right now I'm having the Mac OS, and I'm already installed the Git on my machine. So let's go ahead. I assume that you will be able to download this software easily. Now before starting the actual usage of Git, you need to configure the Git, the which user this laptop is using. So you need to mention your username as well as your email address to the Git, so that he can save your work on your behalf. Okay, he will save your work with your name, so that when you work in a team, so that you can differentiate between who has done what changes and kind of thing you can push. As well as these credentials are used when you push your repository or the Git source code to any of the platforms. Okay, right now this might be confusing you, the what is commit and what is push. So don't worry about that, you will come to know. So right now we are, let me check on my machine whether it is configured or not. For that I will open terminal here directly. I don't have to have the git bash here. All git commands will also work on my terminal. So let's check with git config dash dash global config dot username. Let me check. Yeah. It's not giving anything. Actually, I input the wrong command. Let me check. So you don't have to. You don't have to remember these commands always, because we mostly use any GUI for committing your source code, or you for pushing source code. So but still it's good to know what are the commands. So to know the username, it is just git git config user dot name. I think, yeah, I'm having Git installed. As we can see, it is giving me some usage, but I guess I haven't registered my username. So let's do that by our command. We have seen this is the command for that. Let me check. Git config minus global user dot name. My name is Sagar. Okay, the run command is got successfully run. I will just change this command. Now we need to set our email address, right? This is just a one time job, you don't have to revisit it again. It's user.email and followed by my email address. This is my personal ID I'm using. Okay, it's done. Let us check once again whether it is registered. Yes, it got registered. Now I can see my name and email address is registered for the Git. Okay, let's go ahead. So let's have some folder. I'll create one folder to track those changes and add it to the Git. So I will call it as a Git tutorial, simple. And in command line, let's navigate there. cd its documents, then it's Git tutorial. Okay, you before starting initializing the Git, you have to go inside your directory, project directory. Initially it should be blank. Okay, right now it's blank. So the command for initializing the Git repository is nothing but the project. You can call it as a project, but in the version control they call it as a repository. Okay, as there will be the commits of all your projects, they call it as a repository, or it's like a stack, so that's why they are calling it as a repository. I enter this git init command. Okay, now I got the success message, initialized empty git repository here. If you are using Windows, you can see here the hidden folder of git is gets created directly over here, but in Mac it's hidden here. Let's not get into that. Even we don't have to ever touch that folder, so let's not worry about that. Actually the .git folder is got created there. I don't know how to see that hidden folder, so let's not waste the time in that. So we have initialized our empty git repository. Now the second task, you can run this command. You can remember this command, git status. Okay, it gives you the status of your repository. Currently it's saying I'm on branch master. Okay, and it's a initial commit. Initial commit is not there, nothing to commit, there is nothing, it's blank, so that's why it's giving such kind of thing. Okay, so let me tell you 2 3 keywords, those are widely used in version control. First one is staging, second one is commit, third is branch. Okay, in generalized view, you can say, let's suppose you are having few files. Okay, those files you directly created. Let's suppose we'll create here one file. I cannot create here directly, I have to use editor. Let me open Sublime. Okay, so I will just add content hello git. I'll save this file to under git tutorial. I will save this file as a .txt. Okay, now this file is got created, hello git.txt. Okay, if you once again check the git status command, now it's saying me that there is hello git.txt, it is untracked file. Okay, so this file is currently not being tracked by the git, but actually our main motive of using git is we need to track the changes of all files. So to do that, you have to take this file to the stage. What you can call, what is stage and what is commit. Let's keep this branch aside. What is stage and what is commit? You can, stage itself, it's a stage, right? Commit, you can call it as a snapshot. Okay, let's assume that you wanted to take photograph, and people is actually someone is not on the stage. You cannot take snapshot of that person, right? You have to ask him and you have to take him to the stage. After that you can get picture of his. Similarly, this hello.txt file, it's not on the stage. We cannot commit it. We cannot take snapshot of that file. We cannot track it right now. So to get this file to the stage, there is command. We'll check first because we don't want it to make mistake. It's just simple git add hello.txt. So it takes this hello.txt file to the stage. You can look here. Git has the concept of staging area. You can think of this like as a blank canvas which holds the changes which you would like to commit. It starts out empty, but you can add files with git add command. Finally commit everything, create snapshot. As we told you take persons to the stage and you take the snapshot.
You can call it that we are bringing people to the frame. After that we can.
Yes, yes. Stage and frame is the same thing. You can take people on the stage, and then only you can take the snapshot. Okay, because when I was learning this Git, I was quite confused about this staging, what is staging and what is commit. So it was quite harder for me to understand these concepts, but fortunately now I'm quite clear about that. So let's add that file, git add hello dot txt. Now I have, sorry, we our file name is hello git dot txt. Okay. uh,
There is a space in the file.
we are actually doing something wrong. mm, let's, for now, let's remove this space. Let's consider it as a git hello git.txt. The file is got added to the stage. Okay, it's not necessary actually to don't have the space between the file names. That could be the homework for you, how to add the file names having the spaces in between to the stage. In GUI, if you are using any GUI for the git, you can easily add that. Okay. So let me check once again what is the status of my git right now. It's saying me that the changes to be committed, so it is ready to get committed. It is ready for the snapshot. The new file, it's in green, previously it was in red. So now we can commit. Okay, so for commit we will use, we have simple command git commit minus m initial. This could be the commit message. Okay, the we can go through this theoretical part as well. A commit represents the state of our repository at a given point. Okay, it is like a snapshot which can go back to and see how things were when we took it. Okay, so it's like when you commit anything, you can always go back to previous commit. You can compare two commits. You can see what was the state at that time, what was the changes you have made in new commit. So it helps developers to roll back to previous commit to check what changes has been done. So it's very important. Now we'll commit that change. Okay, so this is the command. We are now git command minus m, we have to add message along with the git. The message could be that will describe your changes. So right now we have added hello file, right, to the repository. You can check the added hello file, the commit is got completed. Okay, and this is the commit id. Actually this id you can use for to roll back to your previous commit. You can for comparing the commits. So this id is important. Even you can get that id afterward as well. You can use simple command git log. Let's see, it gives you log of your repository, how it progressed. Initially we added one file, after that we made commit. Okay, I guess for the commit, this will be the commit id. Okay, fine. So if you can check, it's a quite tedious process, because in our practical projects we do have many files, n number of files are there. We cannot write we cannot add those files one by one to the stage. It's quite difficult. So we got the solution for that. We have simple command git add minus m. It adds all files to the stage. So it's very useful. Let's assume we'll create few more files. Okay, let's make copy of those files. We'll add git add -a.
But what if we want to leave a message with those files?
We are not committing, we are taking those files to the stage right now only. Okay, now I will check git status. It will show me that we have added these 3 files to the stage. Okay, now I am going to commit -m message added few more files. Okay, my commit was successful. Again I can check git status. Currently there is nothing to commit because we already committed everything. Okay, so now you are quite familiar with the staging and the commit. Branch, actually it's quite you can say it's like quite advanced topic, but still I will give you an intro for that. Branch is something like, currently if you check carefully the status, it's saying that you are on branch master. So initially when you do not create any additional branch, you are by default you are on the master branch. Okay, so let's assume that we have scenario, our project is running and 2-3 people are working on it. They do commit and they do everything, they are quite good. But we have one fresher joined and we wanted to assign him a certain task, but we are not sure that he will complete it properly or not, whether we have to merge his changes to our main source code. Then in that case we can create separate branch and we will ask him to work on that branch only. All his commits, all his changes will be saved to that branch only, so it will not affect to the our main branch, master branch. Once we are confident about his source code, we can always merge his branch with our master branch. If his code is not of use, then we can discard that branch. So in this way, also there is another scenario. Let's assume that someone is working on front end side, someone is working on back end side. We can create 2 branches, you can merge them afterwards. Even for department wise you can do that. So there could be the several use cases of that specific branch concept. It helps for the larger teams.
So I have a question with that commit and staging thing. If we try to make a commit instead of doing the staging, then will it raise the warning?
No, it will not raise the warning. But if you are going for commit, unless there are no changes to track, then that commit is none of use. So there could be a warning or error that there is nothing to commit. There should be something to the stage to take snapshot. If there is nobody is on the stage, then there is no point in taking snapshot.
Yes.
So let's move on. Now we have created our this repository locally, right? But situation comes here like, so this is the single person, I am the single person working on this project. But let's assume that we are a couple of people here who are working on the same project. Now we wanted to work on the same thing, and our source code should be maintained properly. Also changes should get propagated to each other simultaneously, or we wanted to merge the changes without any efforts, without lots of efforts, with minimal efforts we can merge using it. So for that we have to use some centralized repository, right? There should be some, you can call it as a server, where everyone will add his source code, and from there also other peoples will pull the latest changes. They can again do some changes, they can push it back to the server, so that we will have the latest copy of our source code with all the changes at central place. So that central place, that server, those are provided by the websites like GitHub, Bitbucket. So
You
let's,
can call it as a live directory.
yeah, it's a repository. It's online repository where people store their Git repos, and other people who are working on the same project, then they can access, they can change, they can push back to the server, so that everyone can have the latest copy by just pulling the copy from the server. So I'm currently logged into my account. Let me check whether I'm having the same mail ID used here. Yeah, it's the same email address. That's good. I'm already logged into the Git. You can always register for free here, and you can try the things. Also, there is another website that is really good, Bitbucket. The, the difference between both of them, I see it about the pricing. The GitHub offers n number of repositories for free, but only if all those repos are public. Anyone can download those repositories. So if your projects are public, open source, then you can use GitHub for free for lifetime. So that's the reason why GitHub got popular nowadays. But in our scenario, let's say we are working in a company, we don't want it to disclose our projects, and even we are on limited budget, we don't want it to invest for repository server at initial stage, then you can definitely go with Bitbucket. They are having different pricing structure. They are saying that you can use Bitbucket for unlimited private repositories, but the charges will be depend on how many people are working on the same project, how many teammates are there. If your team size is more than 5, then they are gonna charge you. Unless until they will not charge you. For small teams up to 5 users, it's free. So if you are startup and you are looking for repository server, then you can always go with Bitbucket. Will We can use Git right now for demonstration. The same thing will happen with the Bitbucket as well. So there is nothing different. So before starting, we'll create a repository here with the same name. Let me check whether I'm having the same name first. No, I don't have. So I will give the same name as Git tutorial. Git tutorial. Okay. It's not necessary to have the same name. Whatever you have the same name for your project folder, it's not necessary. But still, I'm taking it. Okay. Description is optional. We can write something about our project, what it is. I will write this is for demo. Okay, it's public, as I am not subscribed for the paid version right now for this account, so I will use the public. I will create the repository, and within couple of seconds it gets created. Okay, so even they are helping you to how to add this repository, how to connect this repository with your repository which is at the local. They have given all the commands. You just initially you need to go to your project directory. You can initiate that project directory, you can add some file, then you can commit it. We are already done with this, right? We initiated our Git repo, we added some file, we have I guess couple of commits. Now the next thing is we have to add the origin, remote origin. This is the remote server, right? We have to add remote origin where we are going to push our repository, where we are storing our repository. So this is just a simple command. I have to run this command in this folder itself, not anywhere. Okay, I'll paste it. As you can see carefully, the URL mentioned in the origin, that could be different the for Bitbucket it will be like something https bitbucket something / project.git. So that's the only change if you are going with Bitbucket and if you are going with Git. The rest of the command syntax is the same for both because it's command of git remote add origin. Okay, now let's run this command. I have added origin right now. Okay, now let's see. It's we are having at this moment 4 files in our repository. Now I wanted to push all my repository to here GitHub. Right now if you look at the code, it's blank, there is nothing. Okay, for now this origin you can always do with using SSH as well, but for beginners it's not recommended to go for SSH. You can try out that later. I have added this command git push -u origin master. Okay, so what it command what this command tells, it is asking for git to push my repository to the origin. We have added this origin path, so now git knows what is the origin path. He is going to upload this repository to the origin on master branch. Let's say someone is working on other branch, then he will mention that branch name. We are having only one branch at this moment. By default there is master, so I will add this master and I will push it. So while pushing, it will ask me for my credentials which are being used at the GitHub website. I have to enter that. Just let me check whether I can recall it. Okay, yeah, it worked. Now you can see we added password. After that the git counted the objects. Actually uh, let's see that hidden folder first. How to see hidden folders in Mac. Sorry about this. Open terminal, it's quite tedious job, I guess. Press enter, press then right you find the top, click relaunch. Default, let's not go for it. Let's not waste time in that. So basically one can ask me this question. We are doing commits, we are adding some file to the stage, but this information, which files are added to the stage, which files we have added in certain commit, all this data, where it is stored. So basically that data is stored here. They actually create folder named .git. It's hidden, so we cannot see. And in this .git project, in terms of objects, they store entire copies of these files as well as with all their versions and all metadata that is required for maintaining versions. So all information is stored in this folder itself. Let's delete this. So we have pushed our repository here. Let's refresh this page code. Now we should able to see our files. There we go. We can see these 4 files are there. We can check the command content of that file as well from here. Also, if we go to let me see, you can see for this repository we are having only one branch. Its name is, it's a default branch, its name is master. If we are having multiple branches, then we should able to see here. Okay, under code there you can see till now we have did 2 commits. Okay, first commit was first commit was added hello file. After that our second commit was added few more files. This is the ID for that commit. You can see from here. Now let's go into the source code. If I go there, I can see the content of that commit only. At that time there was only one file present when we did that commit. Later on we added some files. So let's change the content of hello text. Let me open this with Sublime. Where it is? Sublime. Hello Git. I'm enjoying this version control. Sorry, this version control. I'll save this file. Now, can you please tell me, in order to commit, what should I do right now? The first thing that I should do, right? We have to stage the changes. Before that, I would like to see what is the status of Git. It is saying me that you have modified this file, but that changes are not staged yet. So we can add that file. Simply we can give this command git add -m. Simple. Now again I will check status. This file is ready for commit. Changes to be committed. These are yet to commit. So this is ready to commit. Okay. So I will commit it. -m, and I will say enjoying changed the text. Okay. Now I got one commit that is not pushed to our origin. That means to the Git. We haven't pushed this. If we refresh this, it is still showing me the two commits only. So to do that, I don't have to add the remote origin again, because I already added. It is stored there as a origin. Okay. Also, actually, when you learn more about the Git, you will come to know you can add multiple origins in your repository. In that case, you have to mention the different names of origin. Right now, you can give it as name as like Git remote add GitHub, something like that, or something add live server or beta server or development production server, like this. So let's assume that we are working on project and we did some changes. You can always push those changes to the development server first. You will test there. After that, you can push it to the your production server. So that's the actually beauty of using Git version control. Apart from the version control, they are having several benefits. So let's push. Even you can use this simple command. Once you have added the origin and everything, you don't have to mention the branch name always, because already we are having only one branch, and it's a default branch. Its name is master, so you don't have to mention the name. I will simply write it as git push. Okay. Again, it will ask me for the credentials. Okay, I'm in the same session, so that's why he didn't the ask for the credentials. Now we can see there are 3 commits. In third commit, I can see the change what is happened. It was hello text. Okay, again there is something we can differentiate. What is this copy full sh repo? Okay, we are good. We don't have to go there. Actually, you can just browse it in your free time. Those are just a few additional benefits provided by the GitHub. Okay, fine. So the only thing actually we are pending with, that's um, that's the if suppose two people are working on the same repository, but right now we are having access to the only one laptop, so it's difficult to demonstrate that, but I will explain you the procedure. Okay, let's assume that the new person comes in your team. Okay, then we already did some project work. Okay, he is new to the project, he don't have copy or he don't have anything, he cannot start from the blank, he will need your latest copy, right? So for that, you can ask him, for directly uh, use something like this. You can ask him to clone repository from our server GitHub. So this is the simple command, git clone, and the project URL. This project URL you can get it from git always. Just we are into this, we have this clone or download. If you click here, you get this URL from here. Okay, you can give this URL to your colleague and you can ask him for the cloning. Once he clone that URL into some folder, then automatically the all files will be copied to his directory, and now he can start working. Okay, once he makes some changes. Okay, now let me tell you this process. First step was he has cloned the repo from GitHub. Second, now he did some changes. He should not the very obvious question comes in mind directly. Now he has done some changes and he should push his changes to repo, but that's not the thing, because somebody else is working on the same repository. Might be he has pushed some changes to the server, right? And the copy he is having, it is not latest, so he cannot just overwrite his changes, his teammates changes. So first, in order to push his changes to the server, he will commit his changes first. Before that, obviously he will add to the stage, commit. Then after that, he will pull the latest copy of repo from repository. Okay, once he pull the repository from server, then after that he can push changes back to server. Okay, now sometime problems comes where the both people are working on the same file. Then in that case, git will ask you to solve that issue. Let's say you have pulled changes and he has made changes on this file hello.txt. Okay, and even you have made certain changes on this file hello.txt. Previously it was I'm enjoying git, and there was hello git. Okay, this was our initial content. The a person A has made changes like I'm happy now that I can work on Git. And the second person has added this line that I'm very excited about Git. Now, Git is not going to directly replace anyone's lines or not going to make any changes to your files. When you pull, you will receive that hello.txt file, okay, along with the contents of both users. So now it's call from your side whether to keep both lines or you wanted to remove anyone's line, or it depends on you. You can keep both files and you can again then stage it, you can commit it, and now you can push it back to the server. The same process will be carried out by the person A when he is going to again made some changes, he wanted to push. So always when you work in a team, it's very important when you wanted to push your changes to the server, first thing is you need to pull the changes from server. After that, if there are any conflicts, you need to resolve that conflict, commit those changes, and then you can push it back to the server. Okay, I think this is quite clear to you guys, but sorry I couldn't demonstrate it, but still we'll see some of the commands which are required. Now for we see the clone command, we clone the repo, okay. After that he is going to make some changes, okay. Then what's next step? Then for adding to the stage, we know it's just a simple git add minus a. For commit, he is going to give the command like git commit minus m and the message. Okay. Now he wanted to pull the latest copy of repo. For that, you have the same command git pull origin master. Okay. So he want git pull. We are understood with the syntax. Origin is our remote origin name that we mentioned while creating our repo. We added the origin here. Where is that command? Git commit remote. Here git remote add origin. We have given this name as origin. We can have this dev svr development server. Then in that case, you will pull it from the same origin dev svr, okay. And you are pulling the master branch, you are working on the master branch. If you wanted to pull another branch, you will mention that branch name, okay. So you can pull the latest copy. After that, if there are any conflicts, you are going to resolve that. Now how you can see whether there are conflicts or not? How you will come to know? You cannot go to each and every file and check whether there is a conflict, because there could be several files. So in that case, you can simply run your command git status. We are familiar with the git status, so he is going to tell you that what to do next. Always you can run that command, what should be done. It will guide you, okay. You will stage the changes after resolving the conflicts, and you will commit it and push. For pushing, we know it the command is git push simply, or even you can mention the origin name, and if there are multiple origins, then in that case you can mention the origin name. I think this much part is clear to everyone. Please let me know if you are having any doubts. I will be happy. Abhijit.
Uh, if you don't have Windows, do we always need to use these commands only?
No, it's not necessary, because the provider, the server we are using is GitHub. Even GitHub is having their UI for instead of using this command line utility. Okay, even if you are using Eclipse, they are having plugin for that. You don't ever have to write any single command.
Yes.
But still, you should know in background everything. because there are certain things that you need to perform it from your command line. When you go for the advanced Git, then in that case you need command line. You should know the command line, what is going behind. Okay, for Bitbucket they are having the software for using. Let me show you the that mm, Git Bitbucket software. It's a source tree. Okay, it is available for Mac OS, Windows. Okay, there you can see they have given directly the buttons. You can, for commit, the pop-up will come in, and you can write the message directly there. For push there is button simply. For pull there is button. Okay, you can see these are the branches. This graph actually representing the branches. You can see there, this is some yeah, yeah, these are the branches. Yes, we are right. Also in Bitbucket, actually Bitbucket and Git, they are having several utilities that we can use. In Bitbucket you can directly compare two commits, like in this way. Let's suppose anyone has did the wrong changes, you can compare with the correct copy, you can then correct it. So there are several things we can go ahead and check it out. Any other questions are you guys having? No? Or is it late? Okay, fine. I guess we are done with the basics of Git tutorial, and everybody now can use the Git and GitHub. They can create a repository, they can push it to the Git, they can work in parallel. Uh, there are certain things I should mention. Sorry about that. Branches we are not covering right now, but for difference, let's just have the quick look. Okay. Uh, you wanted to see the difference between two commits, then there is certain command like git log commit, and there you can find git log. We already used the, it gives you the summary of all commits. The comparing the different commits, you can directly use UI tool for that, because there in command line you have to mention that command commit code, which is not so familiar or easy to write. Okay, let's move on. This is the important part. What is this git ignore? Okay, so in most of the project there are files or entire folders that we don't want to ever commit, or we don't want it to track. For example, in many projects we do have folders like build, or any temporary folders where temporary uploaded files are get stored. We are not at all worried about those files. We don't want it to track those files. So in that case you can create this file .git ignore in the root directory. Will do that. Okay, and there you can simply mention like this. This is actually the contents of git ignore file. Now what it is saying, that you don't have to track the commits or changes of this files which are having the extension .log, all files which are having extension .log. In this way you can stop Git for tracking the changes by giving the extension directly. Also you can specify the entire folder. On each line you will mention the separate entities. These are the two folders we don't want it to track build and node modules. Okay, this is the single file which I don't want it to track. Then I can write the entire path for that file. Okay, we'll just check it out how is it working for us or not. Let's first create that file here. Okay, and I am going to create one file, one folder. Let's say this is our folder name is temp. Okay, I'm adding certain files. I'm having some files here, some db files and something. I have copied this file to temp folder. Okay, I wanted to exclude this entire folder from the Git. I don't want Git to track those files or that folder contents. So, and the path for that folder, it's in the root itself. So I can directly write the temp slash. The forward slash is like you can exclude all files or all the contents or subfolders, everything. I'll save this file to our by extension git ig ignore. Now again this file I is use. Okay, I think that file is created, but dot the files or folders who are not having the names, they are directly having the dot and the extension. Those files are by default in MacBook, those are hidden. So right now as well we cannot see that git ignore file which I created. Okay, but it is created. Now let's check for the git status. Our favorite command, we have added git ignore. He is not saying that you have created folder and you have copied those files, because he is not going to track those files. We just wanted to add this. I'll add git add -a. It's done. Okay, now I will commit these changes. -m added git ignore file. I will push it now. It is done successfully. Let's check whether our folder is got uploaded or not. We can't see the folder. He is not going to track, because most of the time, let's say there are temporary files or build files which are actually heavy. Those we don't want it to track, or we are not worried about those files. This is a very good utility provided by Git. We can use this. Actually the file was hidden, but still if you check here it is got published. Do you want me to show you for the file or something log, or it is simple? People, I am asking you.
Yes.
Okay, let's create new file. Blah 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 blah. We'll add something. Save this file with certain blah blah dot log. Okay, we'll add this file here. We'll make some copies of that file as well. we got 2 files with extension .log. Okay. Now I haven't right now I haven't added change. I haven't made changes to the git ignore that I didn't told git to untrack those files. Now if I check git status, it is saying me that you added 2 files. Yeah, you have to do get those files to the stage, but I don't want to do that. So I'm insisting you guys to always check with the git status every time, so it gives you idea what is going on behind. Let's assume that I by chance I got forgot about to mention the .log file I don't want it to track, and I committed it. Then unfortunately those file will be maintained there, at least for that commit. Okay, so let's edit our file which is open here. Let's add not to track .log star dot. Okay, save this file. Now actually we have to git status, we have to stage git ignore. We have changed this git add minus a, sorry, git add minus a, yeah, right. Then git commit minus m. Always it is recommended to write meaningful message for each commit so that you can recall where you committed that source code. Added log exemption, or simply modified git ignore for not to track log files. Okay, I did commit. Now let's do some different operation. This I had created for the dummy only, so I will delete all these 3 files. Okay, now I see git status, it is saying me that you deleted 3 files. Now this change you need to take it to the stage for commit. I'll add git add minus a. Now I'll check git status, it is saying you are ready to commit. If everything is shown in the green, then you can consider you are ready for commit. Git commit minus m, deleted unwanted copies. Okay, there we go. Git push. Now we will push our directory. Let us see whether it is going to upload those log files and what is it is going to do with these copies which we have deleted. Okay, let me check whether it is completed. Yeah, it's done. Let's go to the code again. Yes, now in our repository we are having only one file. The log files we are not tracking, temp folder we are not tracking, we are having only one file and the git ignore file, right? If I go to the commits, I can see the series of commits, I can see the source code of those commits, I can compare, I can do anything. I think we are done now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you very much guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, bye bye.